Hello. Hello, Paul. How are the people who are here? I can see that there are 5 of you here. Paul's the only one saying anything, but I can see. Only 3 thumbs, but 5 of you are here. And I appreciate that, Paul. I just didn't have a title. I'm running out of titles. And honestly, that's kind of how I feel right now. This loser. McGill's here. Hello. Oh, another week done at work. Time just keeps passing. It's linear and ever moving. Hey Todd, what's up, my friend? Oh. I don't know what we're gonna do tonight. We're just gonna hang out like we always do, but I don't have anything to talk about. Well, I did a little bit more on the dice boxes. This is like the longest. Is that accurate? I was gonna say this is the longest quick win project I've ever done. And it's probably accurate in terms of like the time span from when I started until when it's going to be done, but not like the longest in terms of the amount of time put into the project. It's just that I'm just doing it in little 15-20 minute chunks, and like once a week. So it's like these little dice boxes are going to be like a month of work for a quick win. What is it? Todd's building shop furniture. Fearsome nihilism is fun. Half the day chasing down bad wiring in the house. Had to rewire some switches and plugs. Sweet. Oh, Pinnell's here and not super late. He's above average. He's quicker than average today. Pinnell's getting some work done. It's not with wood. And I gave him a stern talking to. But he showed me a picture of what he was working on and said it'd be better if it was made out of wood. But it's getting some work done, getting some things made, sprucing up the abode. It's a nice deck. Nobody knows what we're talking about. Pinnell's putting up a pergola on his deck. But it's like a prefab, not a prefab, but like metal tubes bolt together kind of a situation, I think, based on the picture. Put new grips on the bike. So, what? Sold me the wrong set. And yeah, a little bit of having some luck with this particular motorcycle, hey? So watching the 6-minute ad. No, you weren't. That's lies. You may have watched the entire 2-minute ad, but you probably didn't. You probably just showed up late. Ever seen a house with GFCI on a circuit that has outlets somewhere for electricity talk? I'm not going to get involved. A gazebo. Well, I guess. But no, because gazebos have a floor. and they're raised generally and in a yard. This is just posts and a roof. So that I would call that a pergola. I bet, do pergolas have roofs? They're usually like slatted. It's a garbergola. A pergebo. Wait, we've done this before on the show, trying to find definitions for things. I think a gazebo has to have a base on which you step onto. If it's just posts with a roof, but I don't know if I'd call something with a roof a pergola either, because pergolas are generally open-ish on the top. It's a pergizolo. What is it? Built a cabinet for the bandsaw. Yeah. Cabinet for the bandsaw. 4 drawers. Decided to punish myself by doing fitted drawers old style. It's not punishment. That's good craftsmanship. That's practicing your skills. It's the perfect place to practice skills. Bill Krulik from Opossum Creek. We were talking about Opossum Creek last week. Kind of. It came up. Launder Beam's back. All right. Cool. People are flowing back in. Got old friends coming back. Right on, guys. Sorry that this is the show you came back for. But welcome. Happy to have you. Don't really know the reason for... If it doesn't have a raised base, it's a pavilion. Yeah. Okay, walls and a roof. Pavilion. Don't really know the reason for a pergola in Texas. Need shade or you cook. Yeah, I'm not really even sure what the reason is. We didn't talk about why he was building the gazebo. Garbergola I like. I like garbergola. Maybe it's a shade thing. Gazebola. I like that. Roof's going on tomorrow. Yeah, because it's not bolted down yet. Don't put a roof on something until it's bolted down. Because it'll end up in your neighbor's yard in pieces. Roof's going. I have a box to open. It's inside. That would be 2 squares on the bingo card if the bingo cards existed yet. Mike has to go inside because he forgot something. Or Mike has to go inside to get something. And Mike opens fan mail on the show. I'll go get it. Hold on. Brewing some beer. Atta guy. Painfully slow, so I made another one for the benchtop router table. Says gazebo on the box. Well, they're wrong. You send a strongly worded memo. Say this is not a gazebo. I paid for a gazebo. I want a floor. Standard drawer slides with pocket holes. Cool. Shade, screens for flies. Oh, so it's screened. It's screened in on the walls. And it's got a roof for shade. But it doesn't have a floor, so it's not a gazebo. Even though it says that on the box. You were lied to, my friend. Stanford's doing yard work. I got not just yard work. I have some adulting to do over the next little while. There's some yard work. I gotta get an oil change. Yes, I am one of those people that goes and gets an oil change, does do it himself. I had to call some banky type people. Yeah, I gotta do some adulting. Like, it's the kind of adulting that you just keep putting off because it's really not that important. You'll get to it eventually. I'm gonna get the box all set. We'll go have a look at it. And I'll open it with my new tool that we'll talk about. It was just inside the door on the entry table. Sounds like pen blanks. This is my new tool. I had a couple of an old friend and a new friend in the shop this week to talk about like sort of what you need to know if you want to get into turning. So like what are the necessaries and what are the nice to haves and what are the you don't need thises. And we looked at my turning setup and I did a little bit of a demo and we talked about costs of things and stuff like that. It was fun. It was a fun night. My boy Brad Ruff, that frequently just forces wood upon me, that we've talked about many times, and my new friend from Instagram named Eric Romerl. Bevel Forge. He's a knife maker down in the Comox Valley, next town down, and he made me a marking knife. This is a heavy duty ass hand forged, well, handmade, heavy ass marking knife. I am gonna break. He's probably not watching, but I'll let him know. I do want to break these back edges a little bit, just for a little bit of more comfort, but it's a hefty dealie. I didn't ask him what wood it was. I think it's probably Bubinga, on like 1/4 inch steel. Nice heavy duty ass marking knife that he was kind enough to give me for showing him if he wanted to get started in turning, what does he need and what should he consider and stuff like that. It was a good talk. Thanks for coming by, Eric, who is probably not watching this. Let's open the box from Paul. It's absolutely pen blanks. Well, I got some purple. Purple on the top. Yellow cedar burl. Dyed and stabilized purple with swirlies. Couple of those. Those are going to be pretty. What we got? Is it Cocobolo? What is this? Pow Furrow. Pow Furrow. We got that's Cocobolo. Yeah. 2 of those. My friend Paul, who sends me scraps of wood that are beauty. Some spalty maple. That's it always blows me away how light spalted maple is. Like, that's really lightweight. Woo, what's that? What is this? Is Granadillo? That's a cool piece of wood. Granadillo. Did you show him your sharpening station? Greetings from Helsinki, Finland. Hello. I think that might be my first Finland. Welcome to the show, my friend. Intentional gains. I just cannot stand the name of But why did I forget what your actual name is? Joel. Took me a second. I got there. These are cool. Like angly cutoffs. Wall drip guitar cutoffs. That's got to be neck blank, I think, right? What is it? We got Purple Heart, we got Walnut, got Paduke, we got Spalty Maple. Did I get it right? Purple Heart, Walnut, Paduke, Spalty Maple. Body cutoffs? Okay. Nice block of Paduke. That's going to make... That's a beauty bottle stopper right there. Like that. That's just... as soon as I looked at it, I was like, that's a nice bottle stopper, that is. Spalted Hackberry. I've gotten a few spalted hackberries from him. Another piece of olive wood that I still haven't turned. This is my second piece of olive wood. Really? Really, Paul? The hardest wood in the world? That's cool. Thanks for that. It's some lignum vitae ×2. I think it's generally considered the hardest wood in the world. It's absolutely one of them. That'll be fun to fight through. What? Something rosewood. Honduras? Some Honduras rosewood. Red Lotus? Yay, welcome. New names, old friends. I like it. Some Honduras rosewood. That's probably pretty. Can't really see through like the waxiness of it. Ooh. Oh, it is covered in like a wax sealant. That's gonna be nice. What else? Another piece of olive. We got some Honduran mahogany. Well, that's a good name. Mesquite, another piece of mesquite, ×2, and some epoxy cast swirlies. Purples and greens and reds in that one, and some blues and blacks and golds. Whew. Oh, I'm gonna have some nice pens for summer markets. Free bonus Rockler bag from Rockler Woodworking. Never been to a Rockler? Remember the music box you made a while ago? I do remember the music box I made a while ago. It was a fun little project. This is the shipping invoice. Okay. Thanks, Paul. Another good box, my friend. That's a lot of fantastic material for pens. Except the lignum vitae. I don't think I'm going to enjoy that. But, gotta try it all. Gotta try it all. What's that rosewood all covered in wax? Just for drying? To like seal it so it dried slower, maybe? Beer. At least none of it was stabilized poo. I think I'm looking forward to turning the stabilized poo more than I am the lignum vitae, to be honest. Might not be able to do the lignum vitae until I actually get my sharpening station finished. So, 2026 pen project. Got some bloodwood that came with that wax coating. Okay, Yeah, I have seen um, I have seen people speak of waxy blanks that I think mainly, but I've never like usually end sealing in the end grain to keep it from drying out too quickly and cracking, but like the whole thing is just kind of covered. Just sharpen your carbide cutters, it'll do it fine. Well, I'll just order some new ones, in fact, is what I'll do. Because only complete morons sharpen their carbide cutters. Rosewood at Rockler/Woodcraft are always caked in wax. Oh, we learned. We learned a thing. Time to go. I didn't know that. That's a nice box of blanks. That might be my favorite box of blanks that you've ever sent me, Paul. Still looking forward to the exotic particle board cardboard core IKEA Morris chair build. In fact, I know we gotta at least pretend, you know. That's what we do here. We make fun of each other. I do plan to build a Morris chair at some point. It is on the it's I don't have a list, like a physical list, but I do have sort of a list of furniture pieces that they shift around a little bit, but there's a few that are like, this is a piece of furniture I want to make and own. And the Morris chair is one of those. Made a pen out of the guitar cutoff. It's very nice. Yeah, it's a cool little sort of angle. It's like reminds me of how I usually do my bottle stoppers. Anyone else seeing a floating heart in the chat window? Nope. Did a mass batch of benches. Cut all the top pieces too short. It's pallet wood. Hey, they're just a little bit shorter benches than you thought they were. Just don't tell people they were supposed to be 4 inches longer than that. What about hidden containers? Gonna need a little more context for the question. What kind of hidden container are you talking about? I've never done, if you're asking if I plan on doing like, secret drawers and stuff like that in furniture, it's not really my thing. I understand it, it's cool. I don't really have anything that I need to be hiding. I do like the idea of like a piece of furniture that has like a hidden compartment somewhere in it that you can, like maybe like a handwritten letter to a future owner of the piece or something. Those are cool little ideas that I might look at incorporating at some point, but at this point I just want to make really nice furniture for me and people who pay me to make it. But mainly me. I would like to own really nice furniture that I made. And I do own quite a bit of really nice furniture that I've made. But no chairs. Never made like a full-size dresser of any kind. Quite a few table type pieces though. Three at least coffee tables, sofa table, kitchen table, a lot of like wall cabinety kind of things. mainly for the shop, to be honest. Like to see creative furniture is just the first thing that came to mind. Well, I'd like to think that my coffee table is a pretty creative design, I think. But there's something, I don't know, there's something nice about sort of classic look. Like, I mean, this is a standard wall cabinet, but I think I did some things that add some interest and kind of like put my own stamp on it. So that's what I try to do with my furniture. I take like designs that are tried and true, and then I sort of micify them a little bit. The grain match is nice on the door panels. That is, tell you a secret. That's red oak ply. So that was, I mean, I hand selected the piece of plywood to have the grain that I wanted in it, and then I cut it into panels as best I could. It's not quite what I was hoping. That one needs to be, the cathedrals could be about here, would be nice. It's a shop cabinet. Okay, like, cheater. I could have done it with solid wood. It might have been cheaper. Because oak is not really all that expensive. And, you know, I could have book matched 4/4, planed it down to 1/4 inch, and glued up the panels to sit in those frames, but that didn't feel like it. Shop furniture. Eric Habakabaka, welcome back, my friend. When you click on the heart, Todd says when you click on the heart, it expands like a drop down to other emojis, and then you. Huh. Okay. You need to get your joinery skills up. I think we all do. I don't think there's any. Joinery is what woodworking is. It's putting pieces of wood together. And so, like, the essence of woodworking is joinery. So, even if you're just like making a panel and you're jointing two edges, that's a joint. That is a piece of joinery. You are attaching two boards together. We all got to work on our joinery. I haven't cut a set of dovetails for a long time. I should do that again one of these days. Well, we look at these. These are the, this is where the dice boxes are at. So I did get the splines cut off, and then I got the whole boxes resanded and lacquered again. So now I'm at the cut off the lid part. By the way, if you finish little things with like spray, like rattle can stuff, order a cheap Lazy Susan bearing and stick it on a piece of wood. Because man, this is a nice thing to have around. Just it's great. Shiplapped MDF. So a Facebook book of a store. Hold on. I saw a Facebook book of a store selling a 19-inch tall, 16-inch diameter log for $345. Yeah, oh, was it a stool or like a side table or something? I've seen those. It's like, yeah, nope. Some people are dumb. Used to cut dovetails by hand, but somebody gave me a tool to cut them with a router. Yeah. Yep. It's fine. Put boards together however you want to put boards together. Just whatever gets you there. Is that a bingo square? Whatever gets you there? Should be. So I say that really frequently enough that it should be a bingo square. Oh, my shop smells terrible because I just did a coat of lacquer on these before I started the show. But the terrible smell of my shop right now does not compare to the terrible smell of work yesterday, because they repaved our parking lot yesterday, and like melting asphalt or like the just paving stinks. Making a drummer buddy of mine a set of drumsticks on your lathe. I was gonna do a set of drumsticks for my buddy Mikey B. Never have, but I even had like one of his dead drumsticks in the shop as like a size thing. Then when he came over a couple of weeks ago and we were cleaning up the shop, he threw it out. Framing nailer, blam, 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 drawer joined. Whatever gets you there. I have a PDF with dimensions if you want me to. A PDF of dimensions for what? Oh, wait. Of a drumstick? I'm not going to need the dimensions of a drumstick. Everybody prefers different widths and thickness of drumsticks, and that's why I actually had one of his dead ones, because like drummers are relatively particular about the size and weight and balance and things of their drumsticks, so I was going to use one of his and model it after. But now he doesn't get one because he threw out my model, my template. But he didn't really drum anymore anyway. He was my drummer in my band, and we don't play, so I'm pretty sure that he's not drumming. How does a drumstick die? Crack. It's a piece of wood that you're smacking on things. Eventually it's either gonna crack or it's gonna wear a flat in it, and then it could pop a hole in your drum skin or whatever. Drumsticks die. Melodramatic Tokyo pop. How's that? Tejano? It feels like that's a soft J. Tejano band. No, have you never been here when I played guitar? Played a lot of like 90s covers, and we wrote our own stuff that kind of sounded like was heavily influenced by music that I really like, most of which was written in the 90s. Have some lignum vitae left, should make them out of that. I don't know. I'd have to look up the specs on lignum vitae, because I mean it is a super hard wood, but I don't know about its like modulus of elasticity and its modulus of rupture, which is more important than density in terms of something that you're going to be smacking around. Bit of a metalhead. Play guitar, but you really want electric drums. I want all of the instruments. I want all the instruments that I don't even play. Because music is Music is one of the best inventions humans have ever come up with. Decorating silence is was a really good idea. How's the guitar build coming? When were you here last? Because it's entirely possible that it has not progressed past that. Last week we talked about how I was like still in like a shop funk, like like an enthusiasm problem for making things in general, which I am somewhat blaming on the fact that I have too many things on the go, and I can't decide what to work on at any given time because I have too many things that I'm working on. The guitar is if you've only been gone for a couple of streams, then the guitar is in the same place. The body is cut and routed and formed. The neck has a fretboard and a truss rod, obviously, and is sized and shaped properly. I'm at the point where I need to cut the neck pocket and finalize the radius of the fretboard and start popping holes in the body to attach pickups and bridges and potentiometers and knobs and things. It's 2/3 of the way through the guitar. Half. Somewhere. I'm in the back half of the making of the guitar. I'll get it. It's right over here. It's right here. This is just clamped in place, obviously. But this is the guitar. Purple heart, walnut, purple heart. With a purple heart fretboard. This is the current state of the guitar. So probably no more than you've already seen. But that's one of 3 guitars that I currently have on the go. I'm an idiot. It will come out nice. I think so. At the very least, it'll be an attractive piece of wall decoration. It's going to be a very attractive guitar. That's all I can guarantee. Beer. And the other one is Purple Heart, Maple, and Walnut with a Purple Heart top and an Indian Rosewood fretboard. And then the third one is an all black. That's going to be the sexy one. It's like 90% black walnut, like Claro walnut from Oregon, with accented with Panama rosewood strips in the neck, and then the knobs and like pickup surrounds. And yeah, that's gonna be a really nice guitar. That guitar is gonna be really, really nice. These other 2 are gonna be nice too, but the all walnut with like accented strips of Peruvian walnut is it's like a 7-piece laminated neck. Walnut, rosewood, walnut, rosewood, walnut, rosewood. With I'll go get it. Yeah, that one is only, that's still early in the build. But I'll get the neck. But it, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess 8, 9. Actually, a 9-piece neck if you count the wings on the headstock. This is gonna be a sexy guitar. I mean, this is that one I'm excited for. If that was the only one I was making right now, I don't think I would be in a shop funk. I think I would just be crushing through that because I'd be really stoked to see that one done. And that's the one that's also going to be my first like semi hollow body with a F hole and yeah, like a figured walnut top on a walnut back. Yeah, that's gonna be that. I might stop making guitars once I finish that one because I might just be like, well, I won. I won. Make the awesomest looking guitar. Sound like a rockabilly guitar. Well, I mean, call it what you want. I think it'll be more. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be damn sexy, is what it'll be. As my woodworking support group, I need you all. All right, what do we got? I have a dust collector in your cart with the jet. 10% off sale. Okay, it's still $2,000. I've had my eye on it for a year and a half. Do I buy or let it go? What? Okay. What are your dust collection needs? What does that $2,000 get you? I can't say that I've ever looked at Jet as a dust collector option because we don't have retailers here in Canada, and it doesn't matter what they cost because it would be another grand for it to get to me. What's the $2,000 Jet dust collector do for you? If you've been eyeing it for that long, it may be time. Yeah, I mean, buy what you want to buy. But I'm just sort of like playing objective observer. Afraid of taking up space. Well, it's going to take up space. Cyclone 2 horsepower, near 900 CFM. And the money is not too big a deal. Oh, okay. Well, you can send me some. 900 CFM, 2 horsepower Cyclone for 2,000 American. Sounds pretty okay. Jet is a reputable brand. I don't think that I mean, it's if it's a space problem, then it's going to be a footprint. Like, is that do you want to do that and have one big 2 horsepower dealie with pipes and stuff, or do you want to set up a couple of 1 horsepower that you can attach to 2 tools because they're smaller and you can hide them behind things or in cabinets? Um, these are all considerations when you're talking about space constraint. I would love to go to one big collector and pipe the whole place. But realistically, I probably will end up just going with a couple of smaller things that are either like wall hung, or I can make a little cubby for them somewhere and pipe out of them and have it split to 2 tools, kind of a thing. Because I think spatially, for me, that is probably going to end up being a better option. So, selfless Patreon plug inbound. Well, now you just did it for me. Want to get a new table saw? Been using a shop vac. Yeah, shop vacs and dust collectors are 2 different animals, my friend. Was it high velocity, low volume, or high pressure, low velocity? HP acronyms. The dust collector moves a lot of air, but it moves it slower. The shop vac moves air quickly, but not as much of it. And for table saws and big tools, you want the bigger, slower, more air moving dust collector. I don't think if you've been on the fence about this thing for a long time and this is the unit that you've been eyeing up and you're wondering if it's time to pull the trigger, I will give you the thumbs up. You're not going to be upset that you've done it. Probably. But just think, yeah, I mean, just consider, like, for $2,000, maybe you could get 2 $1,000 or 2 $700 or 3 for $2,000. If it's not like, if I know you said the price isn't the big thing, but like, you get a couple of a few smaller, more hideable inside or behind type units that might be a better use of space, more, and unless you build a bump out on the outside of your shop and then run the pipe in, and I don't know your whole situation. I would guess that if you've been humming and hawing about this thing for a long time and it's in your cart right now and it's on 10% off, hit go. The reason I have a Rikon planer is because I didn't hit go on the DeWalt 735 because I was saving up money for it and waiting, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe it'll go on sale. And it went from $5.99 to $6.39 to $6.99 to $7.59 to $8.99, and I was just like, I'm gonna start looking at helicals now. Yeah, Paul built up his system for cheap from Harbor Freight and changed impellers and et cetera, et cetera. And he's in a little shed. But I am never going to be one to tell you not to spend the money. That's not true. I've told people not to spend the money. Eyeballing a saw stop? Well, me? Always eyeballing a saw stop. Don't think I'd ever replace this. with a ceiling hung air filter too. Yeah, I'll probably get one of those relatively soon. For me, it's a noise thing because, like, for filming purposes, like, it's just one of the things I have to think about. But it'll happen. It'll probably happen before I upgrade the dust collection system. If Todd, if you're asking me if I'm eyeballing a saw stop, I'm not currently in the market for a table saw, but if I was, that's where I would be. That's not true. I would absolutely be eyeballing it, but I don't know if I would. I don't know. I can't say because I'm not in that position. I'm not searching. I'm not shopping for a table saw. Wen makes a great one. Same factory as Jet Raycon, etc. Even uses their filters at a third the cost. The air filter, the ceiling hung thingy. I've seen that one, and we just don't have a dealer in Canada. It's like the most frequent comment I get on my video about my new planer. It's like, that's the same as the Wen, and the Wen's cheaper. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not here. It isn't cheaper here. It just isn't. As a 10-inch DeWalt job site, I was worried about that moment of stupid will occur. All we can do. I almost Gandalfed. All we can do with the time that's given to us. No, I lost it. Little tight through the back today. Oh, bingo card. You guys should really get in on the bingo card at patreon.com/wooden things and stuff. They're going out at the end of the month. You check off a row of stuff and I send you something. And not just something shitty. Like probably something cool. Sold a bowl today at work. $50. Which what do I get for that? What's 65% of? Oh, I could probably. I might be able to do that math. Is that $32.50? That I made off that bowl? Well, minus whatever. It was a Myrtle. So $32.50 minus probably 12. So we'll call it $20. Probably took me an hour and a half. So I charged $13-ish an hour. Yeah, I got paid about $13 an hour for that bowl. Oh, finish. No, it was custom grit. So finish was free. Thanks to my friend Scotty. Wear and tear on the machines should be incorporated. Yeah, I do business Mike. Hashtag business Mike. I didn't do well on it. Dust collector is definitely the chicken egg dilemma before soft top. Yeah. When you do craft shows, what's my most popular item? The slimline pen. It's not even close. Like I don't even have to think about it. It's just absolutely probably 3 to 1 anything else. I sell 3 slimline pens to 1 anything else. If I can get a loan on the house to pay for shipping. I like that. Get a second mortgage, you would send me a 13-inch mesquite bowl blank. Would weigh around 20 pounds. Yeah, 20 pounds to ship, 20 pounds of shipping from Texas. What's he just like sell another Telecaster? Be able to drive it to him for less than shipping? Yeah, maybe. On the bike. No. It'd be more fun, though. Be more fun to drive it to me. We were talking about that a few weeks ago, weren't we? About you talking to the wife about going on a road trip, coming up to visit. You can take a weekend class at my friend Bevel Forge's shop and make yourself a cool knife. And we'll hang out and have some barbecue and some drinks around the fire in the backyard, and you bring me a mesquite blank, and we'll have a good few days. I want to take a blacksmithing class with Eric, I don't want to get into blacksmithing. I just think it would be a cool to have a handcrafted metal thing that I made out of a chunk of steel, and old timey on an anvil. Going up to Washington next year, trying to get her talked into Canada. You shouldn't have to talk somebody into coming to Canada. We're great. Wanted to learn blacksmithing, but damn anvils ain't cheap. Yeah, that's why I would just go down to Eric's. Did that in Frankenmuth, Missouri? No, Michigan? Really enjoyed it. I think it'd be fun. Like I said, I don't want to get into it as a thing that I do. But for a couple of days of just into the fire, and I'd probably throw my back out. I would need 2 weeks off afterwards to just lay in bed with my back massager on. But I'd have a thing that I made out of a block of steel. Michigan. Yeah, I thought so. Trudeau. Yeah. Let's not. Let's not have our political leaders represent us as people, shall we? Animals are free if you keep hunting. Got a ridiculous one out of nowhere. Friends and relatives put the word out. I've seen people, I don't watch a lot of blacksmithy type stuff, but I've seen people just use chunks of railroad that were just I guess cut-offs from when they built railroads. I guess they still have to repair railroads. Somebody's still making railroad tracks, right? But yeah, even those little mini jeweler anvils are really? Like to sand cast some Stanley 1s and 2s. I don't know what sand casting is, but I like the sound of Stanley 1s and 2s. It's about an hour with an actual blacksmith. Basically told me where to hit and repeatedly said not that hard. You're just you're just going, and he's like, no, dial it back. I'm surprised how easy the metal moved. I would probably be surprised by that as well, because you gotta think, like, your brain's gotta be going, like, I'm turning metal into a shape. Like, this is gonna have to take some. I don't know. Eric said I can come down anytime and just like give it a try, just for mucking around sake. So I might do that. Maybe I'll do a YouTube video at some point this year. Now I'm sad again. Beer. I made myself sad. I've talked about it before, though, about how, part of the downward trajectory in terms of like video production and, in fact, just shop productivity, is that when I started both the making things and the YouTube channel, is I really needed it to like feed my soul something to make up for the soul sucking that was happening at my job. I needed something to feed back into the soul, and this did that for me. And now my regular job doesn't suck the soul out of me. So I need this less, if that makes sense. An actual video, say it ain't so. Maybe one day. I think it'd be hilarious if I did an actual recorded and edited video for the first time in like 6 months, and it just sucked. It was just like really, really bad. Like just a shitty project, like badly filmed and edited. And then at the end, I'm like, I forgot how to do this. But nobody would get to the end. So that could be fun. Now I kind of want to do that. Hey, I found money in my pocket. Where was my wallet when I got that money? Recorded on a Nokia flip phone, right? Or like intentionally, like would go. Oh, it'd be so much work, but like take all the footage and like make it look really bad in the software, like old timey, like Nokia flip phone bad. Looks like Monopoly money. Yeah, it does. But we can use it as currency, so it doesn't matter. It's all just make-believe hypothetical credits anyway. None of the money actually exists. Doesn't matter. I did an 8-second Instagram of me tapping together a Facebook joint. It's over 2,000 views. Oh yeah, we talked about my distaste for Instagram these days. Maybe was it last week? I was talking about like my most watched reel is just like scooping up shavings from behind my lathe and putting them in a garbage bag. Just like, and just like a couple of words over it that's like time to clean up or something. And I was just like scooping lathe shavings and putting them in a bag. And then you take 5 months to make an awesome project and nobody cares. Just pose with your butt up in the air in a video. I hear that works on Instagram. It's a good point. Or like cleavage seems to help. So maybe I should get some lower cut shirts and then like do a lot of this. I just gotta Like I got a visual of that in my head. Up to 109 Instagram followers. Open up the account for GGBO and people keep looking at it. And you guys keep coming back to watch this too. I don't know what I'm at on Instagram, honestly. I don't really follow the numbers that much on any of my social medias, including YouTube anymore. Like once I got past the 5,000 subscribers and did the whole giveaway thing, I was just like, yeah, it is what it is. We'll keep hanging out with people on the internet. It's just, well, it's fun. It's cool. I'm good. Whatevs. I ain't getting no sponsorship from Raid Shadow Legends. Is that what it's called? Or Linda Mattresses. Finished Smoker Table got 42 views. Damn. Sponsored by Duluth Clothing. Sponsored Bevel Forge, handmade knives. Thank you for your sponsorship of this episode. And it's not, though. Because we've talked about that, too, about the difference between sponsorship and just helping out. Paul Waldrop Guitars helped sponsor this episode as well. You're only 93,000 subs from YouTube plaque? Fuck yeah. All right. So everybody make sure you click the like and the subscribe and share this to if you like what you everything you eat for the rest of your Hey, we got a hypothetical. Just another Dave. Everything you eat for the rest of your life tastes like pineapple, or Vin Diesel is the lead actor in every movie you see for the rest of your life. Please hold. Vin Diesel. I'm going to go with Vin Diesel because I could survive. I could go the rest of my life without watching another movie. But I like food, and I like food to taste good. Yeah, I would just not watch movies anymore. And I think I'd be okay with that. Well, I would definitely be okay with that if Vin Diesel was in all of them. So, yeah, I just would. Yeah, I'd be fine with Vin Diesel being the lead character in every movie that I ever watched because I just wouldn't watch any. And I would be more okay with never seeing another film than having all of my food taste the same. And it wouldn't, like, honestly, it didn't even matter that it was pineapple. Like, you could have picked all of my food tastes like a really good steak. That could have been the other option. And I still would have gone with Vin Diesel because, like, sometimes I would, all of the food that I ever ate tasted the same. It's just something that I couldn't, life wouldn't be worth living if all of the food tasted the same. It's almost an unfair question now that I've actually parsed it. Because I don't think there's any way that you could pick the other one. I think the only answer to that question is Vin Diesel. Because how shitty would life be if all your food tasted the same? one of the few just about to say like one of the few pleasures left in life for me is eating good tasting food. Some people really like movies. Yeah, but you can't like movies so much. You can't like movies. I don't think anybody on the planet. Does anybody on the planet like movies more than food tasting good? I see that. I don't think it's a. I think we could get a more we could get a tighter consideration here. We could say like all of the movies ever made are starring Vin Diesel, or you can only pick 3 meals for the rest of your life. See, that's a thing that I would have to probably think about. Because I really like movies. And I could pick 3 really good meals and maybe still be happy with only ever eating those. No, I couldn't. No, it would have to be. I don't know. It would be a hard. I like this question though because it's made me think about like what's a realistic comparison here. Um, like what would actually be a hard decision? I don't even think 3 meals. It would have to be more than that. I think I would have a hard time picking Vin Diesel in all the movies over most things having to do with food. These streams wax philosophical. They can do. They can do. I'm pretty deep. It's not all about making stuff. Life is about more than just making stuff. This summer, Vin Diesel is driving again. Is he? I gotta be honest. I don't think I've ever seen a Fast and Furious movie. Nope, untrue. I did see the first one, I think. But it's just not my kind of thing. Nothing Vin Diesel has ever been in, except for Guardians of the Galaxy, is my kind of thing. So if they do Lord of the Rings, like in the hypothetical question that we're talking about, if they remake Lord of the Rings and Vin Diesel is Frodo or Gandalf or something, I'm fine with that because I just won't watch it in order for my food to taste good. Life is only about making stuff. Mark Peterson, hey, new name. Welcome to the show. Life's about making memories with grandkids. Life's about making a difference on the planet in whatever way, whatever that means to you. Whether it's loving those around you or influencing things in a positive direction or making the world a better place one day at a time, however you see that. That's what life's about. Vin would have been a great Frodo. We'll agree to disagree. Making fun of Mike. And life's about just making fun of YouTube morons. Wasting time on the internet. Making fun of guys who put cameras up in front of them. Newest James Bond actor, Aaron Taylor Johnson. I don't know who that is. Making choices, making memories, making CO2, and making poop. Whatever gets you there. Mark Peterson, totally agree, my friend. Just stumbled on the channel. Welcome to the nonsense that is this. Sometimes we make things on this show. Sometimes I just don't have it in me. Like tonight. I am working on these dice boxes. This guitar. Some other things. Just don't have it on me tonight to be making anything. Points and laughs at Mike behind the safety of his phone. That's cool. Yeah, every song you hear sounds like Night Moves by Bob Seger. Or every time you sneeze, you shark. Fuck. Really? Every side. I have to go with sneezing sharding. I think I have to go with sneezing sharding because music is too important to the world, and I can just buy new underwear or whatever, and I don't sneeze a lot. Yeah, sneezing sharding. That's a good question, though. I like that's an entertaining question because the visual of it, right? But it's another one that's like pretty easy to answer when you boil it right down. It's like how many I sneeze maybe twice a week, and to have all the music I ever hear be the same. Again, same kind of thing. Doesn't even matter if it's a song I like. Which I don't hate Night Moves. But you pick my favorite song, if I could even figure out what that is. Even if you let me pick the song that is the only song I ever hear, I don't think I could pick that. Because like how I miss the world full of beautiful music. I would rather walk around in shitty pants than have a world without music diversity. Sam Stanley, another new name. Welcome to the show. We definitely want to live somewhere with a low pollen count. Worth it. I do, but like I'll spend money on diapers before I'll live in a world without music variety. Really, when it comes down to it, that's another easy one. Because diapers exist. Double your current shirt. Well done. I enjoyed that. I heard Las Vegas City band planting olive trees because they had so many, and the pollen was pushing the air quality all over the go outside, don't go outside limits. I did not hear that, but I could see that. A man with allergies who probably sharts every time he sees this sounds like a good punk song subject. Yep, sure does. Next episode, Mike opens a box of Depends and wet wipes. No, because I don't think that these are ever realistic possibilities. Like, I don't think these are ever going to actually come up as in terms of like, okay, guess what, Mike? You now actually have to make that decision. But it would absolutely be sharding. This show goes weird places. Fun places, though. We have fun. And that's part of what life's about. Making memories with our friends on the internet. Remember that time Mike talked about sharding every time he sneezed? Someone on here with you address will no. Nobody has the capacity of actually making that happen. Sharts over Seeger. I should change the title of this episode. After we finish this show, I can go back in and change the title. I like Sharts over Seeger. Hold on, I'm gonna write it down. You'll never guess what happens next. I'd rather shart than listen to Bob Seger is a better title. Because, clickbaity, SEO-y. Something about sharts and Bob Seger. Just because nobody will get it until they get to that discussion. I'd rather shart. I'm writing it down. I'd rather shart than listen to Bob Seger. We should do this every week. We should figure out a new title for the episode based on the conversations that we had. Because honestly, like most of the episodes these days are titled like hanging out and having drinks, or like maybe I'm gonna make something. Those are boring ass titles for episodes. So let's name them things like I'd rather shart than listen to Bob Seger. We start coming up with episode titles for the live show during the episode. I like that. Because there probably have been a lot of good show titles that we've missed out on. And I might actually go back and watch some of those old episodes and change the title to like something funny based on what we talked about. Sharts over Seeger sounds like a Wood Talk episode. Yeah, a little bit. No matter how much you drink, you never get a buzz. Oh, what? Or everything you make instantly turns into a cutting board as soon as you're done making it? Well, it's got to be then drinking. I'll take the never get a buzz. Yeah, I'll take never getting a buzz no matter how much I drink. over everything I make turning into a cutting board. Because then why would I even bother making anything? I would just make cutting boards. Like after the third time it happened, I'd be like, well, guess I just make cutting boards now. And then I'd probably sell all my tools and stop. And that's not a life I want to live. Have you heard the new Metallica album? It just came out yesterday. Nope, sure haven't. I will check it out though. Is it good? No spoilers. But is it good? I'm always scared when bands come out with new albums. Bands that have been good in the past come out with new albums. I'm always, like even when Pearl, like to this point, I should be confident when Pearl Jam comes out with a new album that it's gonna be good. And I might not really appreciate it quite as much at first as I'm going to later, but it's gonna be good. Um, Even with them, every time they're announcing a new album, I'm like, oh no, like, don't suck. Who genuinely loved the final countdown by Europe? I think it's a pretty good song. Musically, I think it's a pretty good song. I wouldn't say I loved it, but it's a pretty well written song. It's got its charm. Cooked teriyaki pork chops, cutting board. Well, I made teriyaki pork chops, but unfortunately, it turned into a cutting board. Everything you make turns into a cutting board. Technically, based on the way the question was phrased, if I make dinner, like I would never be able to cook because that would be me making dinner and it would turn into a cutting board. So even, yeah, I mean, I picked the right answer anyway. But even when we walk it down the line, there's no way you could choose that option because you would die of starvation. Eric. Eric Witzel shows up and says hi. Hey, Eric, Shirts or Seeger? Sometimes when you come late, there's jokes that you missed, and don't even try. Just don't. It's not a good idea to try and keep up at this point with like the weirdness that has happened with the conversation tonight. How do I come in here and you guys are talking about one of my least favorite songs ever? Sorry, my friend. It wasn't. I didn't have anything to do with it. This is all on these guys. Toto's Africa versus Duran Duran's Hungry Like the Wolf. Do I just have to pick which one of those is better? There's no question mark or there's no context or anything. I think Africa is a better song than Hungry Like the Wolf. Not under the alkafluence as some people. I'm starting. I'm getting there. I got a new marking knife, Eric. You missed my my fancy new, like, thick ass metal handmade double bevel marking gauge with its fancy leather sheath. that my new friend Eric Romeril, I think is how you pronounce it, Bevel Forge on Instagram, made me. It's pretty heavy duty. I am, like I said earlier, I am going to break these back edges just a little bit so that it's a little bit not quite so on these back edges. But oh, Bennett showed up. All right, stay on. I keep forgetting this is a thing that happens. Yeah, it's because you're a bad friend. Beer. All right, later, Stanifer. We may or may not still be here. I don't know how long we're going to go tonight. I liked it, but they ain't what they used to be. It's not bad considering the age they are. I missed something. Hold on. I love death, but I'm more old school. Metallica thrash is where it's at. Oh, we're talking about the new Metallica album. I liked it, but they aren't what they used to be. Yes, okay. I mean, you shouldn't go in with the expectations that you're going to get Ride the Lightning. Like, or Justice. Like, you're like, if and Metallica's coming out with a new album and you're thinking like, geez, I hope this is as good as Injustice for All. Like, there's something wrong with your melon. I'll check it out. We'll see. I mean, should I? Sure. I will go ahead and say that I haven't really. That's not true. I was going to say I haven't appreciated, but that's the wrong word for it. I haven't been a fan of anything Metallica has made after Load. And probably unfairly so. There were probably some good tunes in there, but just like everything I heard after Load, even Load itself was kind of borderline. Was like, I don't know. It's fine. I'm not going to turn it off. Is your shop clean yet? Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, it is. It's super clean. Thanks for asking. Shave your beard or have to get up and manually change the TV channel. /volume. Ooh. I don't watch a lot of TV, so I will, honestly, I think I'll pick that. I'd rather not have to shave. It's not the shaving off of the beard. Like, okay, do I just have to shave it once and then I can just let it grow back in order to fulfill my obligations for this hypothetical? Or do I have to stay clean shaven? Because if it's just like shave your beard once or always and forever have to manually get up and adjust the volume on the no beard forever, oh, then it's easy. I'll just get up and change the TV channel or the volume, whatever. Because like I hate face maintenance. That's the reason the beard exists. Is not because I want to have a beard. It's because I don't want to maintain not having a beard. I was like, shaving is stupid. I hate this. and then beard happened because I hated shaving. So if it's just like shave your beard once or always have to get up and change the channel or the volume, I'm gonna take that because I could just like shave once and then go back to not shaving again. But if it's constantly stay clean shaven or always have to get up to change the volume on the TV, I'll just not watch TV anymore. Because shaving is terrible. It's a stupid thing to do. I appreciate your laziness. I appreciate you appreciating my laziness. I don't always listen to Metallica, but when I do, so do my neighbors. That is how I feel about. No, nothing really. I'm pretty considerate about my neighbors. If I'm gonna really crank up the tunes, though, Jesse Roper's a good guy to crank up. Pearl Jam's good to crank up. Tragically Hip, I like at a reasonable volume. Keep going back to Nothing Face. Really appreciating them more. They often sound like Slipknot and sometimes Tool. I'm not the right guy to talk about metal with because I can appreciate it, but I don't. It's not really my jam. I'm also not a fan of not having a beard. It's true. But you've never actually done it properly. At least not since I've known you, and I've known you quite a while. Like you've never just full on stopped shaving or doing face maintenance. I mean, yeah, that's not true. I even do face maintenance, but it's like once every 4 months. I'll like just kind of nip off the ends to keep them from like going all wonky. What about Saskadelphia? It was a great album. It was really, really, really good. I still haven't listened to it. I bought it. Did I buy it the day it came out? Yeah, I think I bought it the day it came out. And then it showed up a couple weeks later. I still haven't listened to it. Because I'm kind of scared. Because it's not new. It's not new music. But it's Tragically Hip music I've never heard before, and I don't want it to be that. So maybe I'll never listen to it. Daughter got to perform Enter Sandman with her violin with Mark Wood from Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Trans-Siberian. Took me a second. Favorite song ever performed in that setting. Yeah, that's cool. Nothing Face is Pantera-like groove guitars. Okay, cool. Like I said, I've never been a big metal, like death metal kind of guy. Like hair metal back in the 80s. Because obviously some Styx and some Poison and some Motley Crue and those guys, but yeah. And obviously, I mean, Metallica is not really metal. Never was, really. Well, That's not true. I think you could put Justice and Lightning and yeah, that was metal, I guess. But it was really accessible metal, though, I think. Dipped a toe in anything heavy. Dio and Iron Maiden. I mean, Iron Maiden's cool. That's the thing is I'm not gonna turn it off, but I'm probably not gonna intentionally put them on. Kill 'Em All was good too. Yeah. Or the first 3 or 4 Metallica albums were pretty metal. Puppets was good. Don't make me go get the guitar. Because I'll try something from Justice or Lightning or Master of Puppets and it will not go well. But I'll have fun trying. Play Freebird. Don't tempt me. So you're saying load and reload's less good? Less good than what? It's less good than Justice and Ride the Lightning and Master Puppets. Yes, I am saying that. In my opinion, everybody can like what they like. Oh, maybe a bingo card. Maybe a bingo card space. Everybody can like what they like. Hold on. Let me see. It's right here. Possibly, I think that might be a bingo card space. We might be up to the 5 or 6. Everyone can like what they like is on the bingo card sheet for making bingo cards. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I am going to be making bingo sheets for things that come up frequently or things I say on the show or things that happen on the show relatively frequently. And they are going to be going out to my friends on patreon.com/wooden things and stuff. Everybody's going to get an individualized one. And then I'm going to give out prizes if you get lines. And it's going to be fun. So tonight, so far, at the end of the night, we will have Stay Happy, Stay Healthy, Stay Safe, which is the middle square. It's basically free. We've had Mike has to go into the house to get something. We've had Everybody Can Like What They Like. We've had Dust Collection talk. Not really in the spirit of that. We have talked about Dust Collection, but the spirit of that square is like Dust Collection in my shop discussion. Opening fan mail. We did that tonight. Haven't given out points. Yeah. Oh, so we're getting close to somebody possibly being able to have a line. Oh, great, Bennett's here. See, I would add that, except these are supposed to be things that happen relatively frequently. And because you're a bad friend, you only show up like once every 3 months. Which is not frequent enough to put it on the bingo sheet. Heyo! 59 years young, and I call them metal lick ya. You can call them whatever you want. Whatever gets you there. Kind of like King Nolly. Yeah, they have had good songs after loading and reloading afterwards. They still have some good music. But in terms of the albums, like I could put on And Justice for All and just start it at the start and enjoy it all the way to the end. Ride the Lightning, I could put on at the start and just listen to it right through to the end and enjoy the whole time. You can't say that with anything. Even Load, like I said, there's some duds. And then the duds there are more duds as they went along. Sometimes there's a good tune on an album. It get to the point where sometimes there's a good tune on the album. You can't call that a good album. That's a good tune that happens to be on that album. Fight me, Lars. To be fair, Lars is probably the only one I could take. And even that is questionable, really. You always run out of toilet paper 75% of the way. Why is there so much like feces discussion tonight? You run out of toilet paper 75% of the way through wiping, or every time it rains you get wet socks? God, it's got to be the toilet paper. It's got to be the never done wiping, because I cannot stand having wet, cold feet. And I live somewhere where it rains a lot. Maybe if I lived somewhere where it didn't rain so much, I could pick the other one. But it rains like 30% of the days here. I live in a place where 30% of the time it's raining. It feels like. I don't know that that's an actual accurate. It feels, but like, yeah, probably not that far off. In terms of number of days per year in which precipitation occurs, I don't think I'm that far off. And I cannot stand having wet, soggy, cold feet. So I'm gonna have to go with, again, never done wiping, and I'll just buy more underwear to not have to have cold, soggy feet all the time. Later, Mark. Thanks for coming by, my friend. It was good to meet you. Come back every Saturday, or any Saturday. I'm not your dad. Just do what you want. We're probably getting close to wrapping up anyway, I think. We don't have a lot to be talking about. Mikey B, what are you making in the shop these days, my friend? You done that RC trailer for your RC truck to go behind the RC truck? All right, Paul's out too. Bye for now. I will absolutely try to have a great week. I'm going to try to get some progress made on some things. I think I said that last week. I did make progress on things this week. Shut up, Davies. You did a little bit of work. Not as much as you were hoping, but you did some work. This week, hopefully, I will get the dice boxes finished and maybe get ready to do some work on next week's show on the guitar again. Maybe get back into the guitar next week during the show. That'd be nice. Because it's at the point where it's like it's close enough to being done where I can actually picture it, and I kind of want to get picturing it in like physical form and watching it become what it's going to become. But I also gotta make an art piece for an auction for kids' charities. So maybe not actually. Damn, I messed with myself. Probably won't be ready to get back into the guitar by next week because I do need to make an art to auction off for kids' charities. So that's going to be priority this coming week. Dice boxes, kids art, charity for kids, art for charity for kids. And then we can look at going back into the guitar. And then we can look at going back into the shop stool. Just made a handle / latch for the shop door. Wind keeps ripping it open. Cool. That's productivity. You accomplished a goal. Sounds good to me. You got something accomplished. I got lacquered. I got the splines and lacquered on the dice boxes. I've got another 6 of them that I didn't get lacquered yet. There we go. A little sticky. There we go. Dice boxes are getting relatively close. Thought about adding to the trailer, but I've hit a bit of a roadblock. Not sure about how to mount the rear axle. Starbond CA glue. Just haven't mentioned Starbond for a while, so figured I probably should. And I should. They don't pay me to talk about them. All right. Well, unless we have any more random, hypothetical, theoretical questions or things that people want to talk about, we can get this one wrapped up. Next week, yes. Week after that, no. In 2 weeks, I am going to have to be taking the week off from the show because on the 29th, that's what day that is, we have a charity, a kids art show celebration reception thing that's a charity fundraiser that hopefully I have a piece done for to auction off. And it's that Saturday night. So either I move the show to the Monday that week, or I just, you know what, I should just take a week off at that point, honestly. I was counting up the other day because I thought about taking this week off, and I was counting the other day and I was like, we are 15 weeks into the year and I have done 20 live shows so far this year. Maybe you deserve to take a week off. So 2 weeks from now, I probably will take a week off because at that point we'll be like 17 weeks in and I'll have done 22 or 23 episodes. So, and I got a thing on a Saturday night, so I just take a week off, dude. 29th is not a show, but that's all I'm saying. Either I'll move it to Monday or I'll just cancel it for that week. Next week is a go at this point, though. We'll see. Did you watch Mando? No, it's tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is the next batch of Mando episodes. Last week was Two Towers. This week is Sven's choice, and so we're gonna watch as many Mando episodes as we can get in the amount of time that we have. Week after that will be Wife. Week after that we'll do Return of the King. Week after that we'll do more Mando. Morgan Freeman narrates your life, but everybody can hear it, or every time you blink, it sounds like a small fart. I just have fucking Morgan Freeman talking about, like, just, it would be like he'd follow me around and narrate my life and I'd be in a novel. That'd be rad. That's not even hard. That's like, I'd take that over just about anything. That'd be great. Yeah, I know everybody can hear it. What's he gonna say that I don't want people to hear? He's narrating my life. Like everybody? As in, like, everybody in the world is constantly hearing Morgan Freeman narrating my life? Because somebody would murder me if that was the case. But if he was just like, there's constantly an aura around me where people can hear Morgan Freeman talking about what my life is and my thoughts, and my thought, yeah, like, that's fine. I don't like Randy Newman narrating on Family Guy, except it's Morgan Freeman. I would take that. Absolutely. I don't see why anybody wouldn't take that, unless you're a shitty person and you have a lot of terrible thoughts. I am a pretty open book. So, like, if Morgan Freeman is just walking behind me and narrating all of my thoughts and everything that's going on, and he says, like, and then he looked at the girl that was walking up the sidewalk and thought, man, that is a nice ass. I like, that's really as bad as it gets for me. We all have a lot of terrible thoughts, I guess, but I mean, he can't narrate every thought because that's not how narration works. There are a lot more thoughts than somebody would be able to narrate out loud. Um, like, even just right there in that little bit where my brain went, there were like 9. So it would still be limited. His narration would still be limited to the amount of time that he could like form language out of what was happening, which your brain works a lot faster than that. So he couldn't narrate everything. And I think it would be awesome. Especially, what was the alternative? I completely forgot. Every time you blink, it sounds like a fart. Yeah, no, super easy choice. Because you blink a lot. Like, I don't even know what the average is for like what a human blinks in a day. And if every time you did, it went like, no, come on. We should go back to the Vin Diesel conversation. It's like, Vin Diesel is the lead character, is the lead actor in every movie, or every time you blink, it sounds like a fart. Even that, I'll still take Vin Diesel in every movie and just not watch movies anymore. What if instead of Morgan Freeman, it was Randy Newman? On the piano and the whole bit. How loud are the mini farts that happen when you blink? Like, can only I hear them? Or are they like really loud, like projectile, audible? Like people can hear them from across the room. Would Mike be able to hear himself being narrated? I would assume so, because the question was everyone around you can hear the narration, so why wouldn't I be able to? It's loud enough for anybody within a few feet to hear. But I could always hear it, because it would be more annoying for me than anybody else. I think if every time I blinked, I heard like. Like I'll take Randy Newman again, because I think that would just be really, really annoying. Like I can't even stand ticking clocks. Like the yeah, like in a room, if it's quiet, I cannot imagine how I would deal with like every time I blink, I hear. It's another good question, though. I like that. I think we can wrap it up with that. Hypothetical, theoretical. Another fun night. I appreciate you guys stopping by and coming with hypothetical, theoretical questions. Those are always great. I am going to change this episode title after it uploads to I'd rather shart than listen to Bob Seger. And I might actually go back and watch some past episodes to find a funny thing in those, because honestly, like my live video titles are pretty shit. They're like, oh, hanging out and maybe making something, or like, come have beer. It's like, let's go. I can change the titles after the fact. Why don't I do that more? I think I did that one time. I did Justin Bieber's balls. What the show title became like, and I've done it before. I think we should start doing it more often. I'm gonna go back and watch some past episodes and change the titles so that they're more hilarious. And we'll do that in the future. Going forward, we're gonna find the show title during the show. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. I will see you next week, but not the week after. Bye for now. Another fun show.